Finally going to be able to see a new movie at the cinema. Finally. I mean, it's going to be perfectly fine. But to be honest, I feel like, just in case, maybe I should be a little bit ready and a bit prepared just in case. Yes, I think I'll do that. Well, I feel safe and secure now. It's a bit noisy in this thing, but apart from that, I feel safe and secured. So, Shang-Chi, here I come. Right. Rid of that then. So, since I've been really good, I've been looking after myself, I think it's time for a little bit of a treat. I think I've been very good since I'm very cautious about my health. So, why not have a little, we'll have a little, just a little tipple. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's have a cig as well. Why not? Why not? You know. Let's have a wee cig. Let's have to. Jesus, let's go for it. Let's go for it. That's it. Right, so let's talk about Shang. So, welcome to the Ginger Geek Show. Today we're talking about Shang-Chi, The Legends of the Ten Rings. This will be my movie review and spoilers, but I'll first of all kind of talk about my overall kind of, hopefully non-spoiler kind of stuff, and then I'll kind of, the rest of it will be kind of spoilers. I'll break it down, characters, my likes, dislikes, and just kind of overall kind of opinion on it. So, just my kind of non-spoiler review. I love this movie. Talking of recent movies, I preferred it than Black Widow. It's heaps better than that. I just wasn't, I liked it at first, and I didn't do a review on Black Widow because I was a bit kind of half and half on it, so I just elected to not talk about it, I think. I'm either one of the other movies, I either really like talking about movies that I love, or it's kind of ones I don't really like because they're the ones I actually have a lot to talk about. But ones that are just like meh or in the middle, it's always just a bit of a kind of half and half for me. For this one, if you're a fan of the Marvel kind of formula, as many kind of almost moan, but here, you know, the humour is great, the action is spot on, the drama is also really good. There's good family drama in this. I think it gives you the perfect mix of everything. I think the cast are fantastic. No one is out of place. No one feels like, oh, they're the weak point or anything. I think everything is really superb. I think the sets are good. The score is really good as well. There's really not much kind of bad, and that's kind of overall thing. If you're a fan of Marvel, you know, I think you will love this. If you're a fan, if you're not really kind of a fan, I can't see why you wouldn't enjoy this. I think it does offer a lot here. I think there's a lot to kind of really chew on, and it has a good mix of kind of everything that I think why the Marvel is the kind of the cinema experience that we get these days. So yeah, that's my kind of just initial reaction and kind of non-spoiler stuff. So the rest of this review will be spoiler, or could possibly have spoilers. The reason why I say this is mostly because I might forget that might have been a spoiler, so I'd rather just say it now just in case. The rest of this review is going to be possible spoilers, so that's what I'll just say. And at the end I'll talk about the after credit scenes as well. First of all, I just want to talk about the director here of Destin Daniel Cretton, who I really like, by the way, and you should check out his previous stuff. If you've never seen Short Term 12 for Brie Larson, it's really good. I really like her in it as well. When I heard that he was going to be doing this, I was like, oh, I'm really quite excited about that, because I really like his kind of work. He's really good. He's done some good stuff so far. So I really liked him. I liked his direction. I like what he'd done with this, because he kind of brought what I was kind of hoping was more kind of the drama and more kind of character stuff. And because Marvel's good, they know what they're doing with the action and all that kind of stuff. So getting good directors that know how to work with characters, I think that's the better decision to go for, and I think that's why it kind of works. So talking about kind of the actual kind of cast here, so just kind of breaking them down, kind of obviously with the main one, the main star himself, Simu Liu. Oh god, this is gonna be this is like the most embarrassing white guy trying to pronounce Asian names. I apologise in advance. As Shang-Chi, who is unbelievably charming, I must say. Even in real life, I really like his stuff, and I thought he was superb in this movie. A great introduction. I thought he was fantastic. Really liked his costume that he gets in the end. I think absolute kudos to him for doing that. Like, I've seen a lot of the behind the stuff, and it's him that's doing a lot of the martial arts stuff. I think he really put himself into it. I thought he was great with the drama stuff, the emotional stuff, with the action, a good mix. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Next up with Awkwafina as Katie. who I loved so much, and one of the reasons why I love this movie is the fact that she gets her own arc, and I was like, wow, that was actually like good on. She, you know, there was very much that idea of, you know, she was struggling to, well, she wasn't really struggling. She had more people having a go at her that I think she was struggling when she kind of wasn't. She just had society tell her that, oh, she should be doing more and all that, and by the end of it, you know, she shoots down a demon dragon with a bow and arrow, so good on her. And her jokes just landed, and I just love Awkwafina's voice. It's just like the most, like, the weirdest, like, and it's so husky. I love it. It really is really great. Tony Lau, oh god, this is going to be terrible. I must look like the worst white guy ever trying to listen to me trying to do this. This is really embarrassing. Here, as Wenwu, or as the Mandarin, as some say, but he doesn't call himself the Mandarin. That seemed to be a thing of, it was very much, it was mentioned that it was, oh, the Americans took that and they called him that, and it's like, that's not my name, you know. And he is superb. He's probably the best thing about the movie for me. I thought, you know, he's performance wise, you know, I really like him. I've seen a lot of him in kind of a couple of weekend bits and bobs before, and I never really realised that this was actually his first, like, American movie, and I was just kind of, I swear I thought he was in other stuff, but it's a shame that he wasn't, and hopefully I might see more of him in this kind of side. So I thought he was fantastic overall. Kind of talking about some of the other ones. I'm looking at the cast because even reading them I kind of struggle, so I apologise here. Fala Chen, who's really good. I really like that opening, by the way. Of the kind of, I remember watching it, I was just like, are they slowly falling in love here? Is that what's happening? Because they're kind of like, you know, as they fight, gazing into each other's eyes, to be honest. But she was really good for, like, the small amount that she was in it. I thought her and Tony did some really good stuff together. I really liked that. Michelle Yeoh, I was so happy to see Michelle Yeoh. She was great as the sister of that said character just talked there previous. Really great seeing her. I really liked Michelle Yeoh from obviously being a Bond fan as well. It was really nice seeing that, so I was really happy to see her again. A couple of other ones I just want to kind of mention here. Obviously Benedict Wong, obviously it was great seeing him again. Always a joy seeing Bing Zhang was obviously the sister of Shang-Chi. She was really good, and I'll talk a little bit more about her. Looks like could be happening with her. And obviously the big one I kind of want to talk about was Ben Kingsley as Trevor. I'm so glad that they brought that back and done something with it, and it kind of makes sense what I thought was going to happen. I think I mentioned it to someone that I bet that they're going to turn him into like a jester or something. They're going to kind of almost kind of give him what he wants, but at the same time it's kind of cruel when you think about it really, but he's so just not there in the headspace that he just thinks everything is perfectly fine, and I really quite like that. But that was kind of like mostly the kind of cast I kind of wanted to talk to. There was a couple wee bits and bobs of folk where, you know, they were there, like that kind of the funny one that was at the tournament. I forget his name, that's terrible, but you know, so there was a couple of kind of like side ones there, but that's kind of the chunk of kind of really kind of the cast. Now on to my likes. Now I'm not gonna lie, this might be quite a while because I don't actually think I have many dislikes, to be honest, but my likes that I have for this movie, I want to quickly talk about the score. John L. West, P. West, I can't remember what his name was now. I clearly prepare myself for these videos, clearly, obviously. I really liked his score. If I listen to a score straight as I go home after watching the movie, I know that score's done me well. There's a really nice theme they use throughout kind of the... I'm not too sure if it was meant to be for really more Wenwu or if it was just the overall kind of feel of that kind of the theme that it was meant to be for the movie, but it's really beautifully done. It's really nice. I really like it. I really liked what he kind of did. I'm still kind of going through the kind of score, kind of listening to kind of wee bits and bobs of it. Really enjoyed that kind of aspect of it. The action is really solid in this movie for like the first kind of, you know, movie, and it's like, geez, you're really kind of, you know, bringing it here. And as it says, I think Samara Liu, oh god, I feel like this is terrible. I feel like I'm just pronouncing. I don't like not pronouncing words. I think it's actually kind of rude when you don't really kind of pronounce it right personally. But what he does with the action, I think, is really good. I think, you know, I really like the opening as well, where it kind of had like a nice little Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. I really like that. Really like the story as well. I thought that was what was kind of going on. I like how they did the origin story as well. It was kind of, we were discovering as certain characters. Like I liked what they did with Katie because she was very much our point of view. So I think that was quite well done of doing it. using heart and using that kind of way to tell the story. I thought that was quite a smart way to do it. There's not much to kind of really kind of hate on this movie. There's a couple wee kind of Easter eggs. As it says, this is obviously you know, spoiler one, so hopefully you have seen this movie before watching this. But even though it was in the trailer, it was great seeing Abomination and Wong. That fight scene was really quite fun. I really enjoyed seeing that. Abomination looks so good on the big screen. There was a great shot close up of his face, and I was like, Jesus, that's really upped up since the last time we saw. But I want to say something, because a lot of people say that apparently they take him back to the Sanctum Sanctorium, apparently, and I was like, nobody mentions that in the movie. Apparently someone just keeps commenting that, like, people keep saying that, but I think Wong is taking him back to his prison, but that looks like a prison in there, so I don't know. We're going to get some more Abomination soon with She-Hulk, so that's pretty neat. It's just so nice that we're finally getting more Abomination, which is really neat. I think that's really quite exciting, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Wong was fantastic. I'll talk a little bit more about him when we get to the after credit scenes. There's a beautiful scene with him I really like. I just like seeing supporting characters actually also being a big part of this and being a character on their own. They don't just need Doctor Strange or the main one there. There's good examples where they've done that kind of before, where they've taken like supporting characters and kind of they did it, but it's a WandaVision with Darcy and worked it, you know, perfectly, you know, fine there. I think that was, you know, kind of great to see. But yeah, that's kind of overall kind of. I'm trying to think before. Oh, there's a dragon. I love the dragon. If you've got a dragon in your movie, I will love your movie no matter what. And I really liked what I saw. There was someone coming out with absolutely ridiculous stuff. Was saying, oh, the creatures looked like something out of Pokemon. It was like, oh, you mean the obvious, you know, Asian kind of, you know, fantasy animals that, you know, that is a bit like what have many different cultures of their kind of versions, and Pokemon seems to look similar. Another Asian company. It's interesting that, isn't it? Why they look kind of similar. I saw that was coming out and I was like, that's a bit kind of crazy that people didn't really seem to put two and two together, why they might look kind of similar. But yeah, that's kind of overall kind of likes there. It's just, it's not much to not like about this movie. On to my dislikes now. And as I says, I don't know if there's much. If I could maybe argue, I would maybe say I wouldn't have liked to see the Mandarin die. I thought that was a bit of a shame. I would have maybe liked to see more of him, just because I liked Tony. I liked what he did with it. I thought, who knows, they might do something with that. There might be something down in the future. I don't think so. When we see the after credit scene, I don't think that might be a case. But yeah, there's just not much. I was getting a bit disjointed with the third act. I was getting a bit kind of, I don't know, because I've not got the greatest eyes, hence the glasses, and sometimes when it's a big screen I do start getting a little bit lost, and I thought it was getting to a stage it was getting a bit, right, I think it needs to kind of cut now. I think we need to kind of end here. But that's kind of really it. I generally really don't hate much about this movie. I like the character motivations, the action, oh, you know what? I'm meant to be talking about dislikes here, but you know what I really liked? I just realised that Katie and Shang-Chi didn't kiss. Like, I think we're all kind of expecting that, but I like that they're kind of, no, they're not there just yet. They're gonna wait that off, obviously, and I mad respect them for doing that. Like, because normally in these big movies, like, you expect that shit to happen now, don't you? But it was nice that they just kind of, you know, went, nope, we're not doing that. We're just kind of we're past that. And now for my kind of overall thoughts. So as it says, if you love Marvel, I think you're gonna love this movie. For me, it's probably nearly hit the top 10 for me. I really enjoyed this movie. It's up there. I preferred it in Black Widow. I preferred it in Far From Home. I think I did prefer it in Spider-Man Far From Home, if I'm honest, in terms of kind of recent ones. I didn't prefer it in Endgame or Infinity War, no. I preferred it in Captain Marvel, I preferred it in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I preferred it in those kind of recent ones that came out. So I think it's one of the best origin movies as well, and I'm quite serious when I say that. I think this is a really solid origin movie. I think it's really, really good. And how many ginger geeks will I give this one? Maybe I should do a rank. I will give this an 8.5 out of ginger geeks. Is that a rating? I don't really know. You take what you will from that one. And to kind of cap off this review, obviously I won't do this with many reviews, but I want to talk about the after credit scenes with this one, so very much so. If you've not seen this movie, do not continue on here. So, the first one was that Wong takes Shang-Chi and Katie to the Sanctum Sanctorium to talk about the 10 rings. And who's there? Bruce Banner, just clearly coming back from daycare because he looks like a tired father, and Captain Marvel with her beautiful long hair again. because, you know, I'm not in love with Captain Marvel whatsoever. So it was really great to see them two again, and you know, I'm a big Captain Marvel fan, so seeing Brie Larson again was really good, and Mark Ruffalo as well. Interesting enough, in human form this time. It's a very interesting thing here. He's not the Smart Hulk here, or Professor Hulk, more to the comic fans, I guess. So that's the interesting thing what they're maybe going to do. We're going to see him again in She-Hulk, so they might do something we find there. But the overall scene here they talk about is the fact that the 10 rings, as soon as Shang-Chi took them, they seem to send a signal to somewhere, to some who, and they don't know where. Wong doesn't understand it from his mystical side, Captain Marvel doesn't see it from the kind of space side, and Bruce Banner's never seen anything else on the science side. And I quite like this. This felt kind of like, almost like the Illuminati a little bit, and I was like, is this maybe like going to be like the start of what they're going to do in here? And I quite like the idea of it, that's kind of what that kind of always was, that group, so that could be something down the line you might see. But it was a really good scene because it ends with Shang-Chi and Katie taking Wong to some karaoke, which I absolutely adored. I love Benedict Wong. I think he's an absolutely adorable man as Wong. I think he's absolutely fantastic. So the second one is we see the Sister of Shanxi, because I keep forgetting, I think it's Zhang. I've only seen the movie once, to be fair, so I'm still not really used to the names as well. But like she said in the movie, she wants to build her own empire, and now she has it. She is now the leader of the 10 rings, which I thought was very interesting. I was like, oh, this is spicy. Are we going to have the 10 rings versus Sharon Carter and Mandapore and her group? I think that could be interesting. I think they might do something there. Who knows? But that's my kind of maybe like thoughts there. But I'm glad that they're doing something with the 10 rings kind of going forward. So I'll be quite interested to see what happens there. So yes, that's my overall kind of review. I hope you enjoyed it. There will be more videos in the future. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at thegingergeek92. Yes, I'm sure that's what it is. Yes, I need to keep reminding myself if it is that said thing. So you can follow me in there. That's where I can post my kind of stuff on there. So more videos in the future. I hope you enjoyed. So until then, see you later.